Well, Ralph Schoenman is author of The Hidden History of Zionism. He joins us now on the line from Berkeley to tell us more. Ralph, why is it that Israel is calling on President Mubarak to use force against his people?
Well, the call on the part of the Israelis is part of the whole process of subjugating the people of Egypt. The regime of Mubarak is a country-selling regime installed and imposed by U.S. imperialism. Egypt is the second largest recipient of military and financial aid, and the Egyptian torture chamber police are used by the United States for the torture of dissidents from around the world. They are kidnapped by the CIA and sent to Egypt to be tortured by the regime of Mubarak. That is widely known, widely established, and widely denounced. But what is unfolding in Egypt, as in Tunisia, as in Jordan, as in Yemen, and indeed across the Arab East, is the Arab Revolution itself, because most of the population, the great majority of the population in Egypt, lives on under $2 a day. The fellahin are selling their kidneys for coin. The repression, the subjugation, the degradation of the Egyptian people is the fruit of a regime that owes its sustenance to the U.S. CIA, the U.S. imperial regime, and to the Zionist state itself. As they say in every Palestinian refugee camp across the Arab East, Thawra, Thawra, Hatta al-Nas, revolution until victory. That revolution is now unfolding in the region, and it will never be stopped.
And with the U.S. reaction to this has been kind of contradictory. How would you assess this? Because it's saying at the same time, calling on Mubarak to respect what the people are saying, but at the same time saying that Mubarak's rule is stable and that he should stay in power. So you can't quite figure out what their stance really is, can you?
Well, there's no ambiguity about what their stance is. The Egyptian military and police are completely supported and backed by the U.S. and by the Central Intelligence Agency. Mohammed al-Baradei and some of the reformist figures who are now attempting to head off the revolutionary upsurge represent nothing more than continuity in another form. It is not just the persona of Mubarak which is at stake here. It is a country-selling regime that does the bidding of U.S. and Israeli policy in the region at the expense of the very livelihood and survival of its own people. The U.S., whatever its tactical announcements of a given moment to attempt to retain some kind of fig leaf of credibility amongst the population, is the most vicious enemy of the people of Egypt, of Tunisia, of the masses of the entire region. This regime is a miserable country-selling regime. It is an agent of foreign powers. It has nothing to do with the aspirations or of the needs or of the future of the people of Egypt.
And so, Ralph, if it does come to the use of excessive force, as Israel has been calling on Mubarak to do you think that American officials will still be supportive of him?
The American officials, the American government will deploy force and any means necessary to attempt to contain the revolutionary upsurge in Egypt and elsewhere. But the rank-and-file soldiers, and indeed the rank-and-file policemen, will point their rifles into the other direction, just as occurred in Tehran in 1978 and 1979, so it will occur in Cairo in 2011.
Ralph Schoenman, author of The Hidden History of Zionism. Thanks very much, sir, for joining us there on the line from Berkeley.